I know you guys love easy meals as much as I do. Stay tuned, you're gonna wanna make all of these. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we've got 3 incredibly easy dinners that you are going to love. I'm telling you, we enjoyed them so much. Stay tuned, you're gonna wanna write these down. We're gonna try these pineapple meatballs. And at first glance, this recipe kind of caught me off guard. It was one of those where I thought, it sounds good, but it also sounds kind of odd. I'm telling you guys, I think this is gonna be delicious. My mixing bowl here, I have 1 pound of ground beef. You can use ground chicken, ground pork, whatever it is that you would like to use. I'm gonna add in 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs. I've got some crushed pineapple here, and I'm gonna reserve the juice. So we're gonna drain the juice into a bowl because we are gonna use this. All right, to our meatballs, we're gonna add 1/4 cup of crushed pineapple. I need about 3 tablespoons of milk, and I'm not measuring this one, it's just an estimation. We need about 2 tablespoons of reduced sodium soy sauce. In our case, we're gonna be using coconut aminos. I'm gonna slice up a little bit of green onion. We need about 2 tablespoons to go in this. Now, that's a little less than 2 tablespoons, but I told you guys we are easing into green onions with my husband, so probably about 1 tablespoon here. We need about 2 garlic cloves. You can absolutely use fresh garlic, but I'm gonna go ahead and just use the minced garlic from the jar. The recipe also calls for fresh ginger, but you guys know I always have this squeezable, I don't know what you call this, squeezed ginger. I always have this in our refrigerator, so we're gonna use that. And I'm gonna do about a teaspoon. You guys know we really like ginger though, so maybe closer to a tablespoon. All right, this is one of the things that I love my KitchenAid mixer for. I'm gonna attach this and mix up these meatballs. All right, those meatballs are mixed up. I am using my scoop here. It's a 1.5 tablespoon scoop, and this just makes it really easy. You can roll them into meatballs, and I kind of do. It helps to make them roughly the same size. And then I'm just setting them on this parchment lined baking sheet. I do have my oven preheating to 500 degrees right now. These are ready to go in the oven, and I am going to cook these for about 15 minutes or so. Again, my oven is preheated at 500 degrees. All right, while that's in the oven, let's get our sauce mixed together. We need a 1/2 cup of coconut aminos or soy sauce, whichever one you would like to use. About a 1/3 cup of water. We're gonna add in 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Take 1/4 cup of that reserved pineapple juice and add that as well. This also is gonna get some garlic cloves, so about 2 garlic cloves. We need about a 1/2 teaspoon of fresh ginger, or this squeezed ginger, you guys know. Always use a little more than what it says. We're going to cook this over on the stovetop and get that sugar dissolved, and then we're gonna thicken it up with a little bit of cornstarch or arrowroot or flour. You can thicken it up with whatever your preference is on that. I've got a tablespoon of cornstarch mixed with a tablespoon of water here, and we're going to pour that in and get it combined. All right, the meatballs just came out, so we're going to add them into the sauce and toss them so that they get this great flavor all over them. Here we have those pineapple meatballs. Spoiler alert, I already tried one and it is absolutely delicious. You guys, do not skip these pineapple meatballs. So easy to make and so good. We love having breakfast for dinner, but I like to change it up. Sometimes we'll just have pancakes and eggs and bacon and all the like regular breakfast things, but sometimes I want to get a little bit more creative with it so that they don't think, oh, we just had breakfast twice today. Good job, Mom. There is a recipe that I really want to try out, so my husband and I are going to try this tonight. It looks really fun. We are gonna start by just whisking up 8 eggs, and this is just gonna be so that it's ready to go. We're doing 2 eggs per person, so if you're only cooking for 2 people, then you're probably only going to need about 4 eggs. I'm using a 1/3 cup measurer here, so we're gonna take either a 1/3 or 2/3 cup. We'll pour it in and kind of see how much we need, but we've got a hot frying pan ready to go over here on the stove. It's already been sprayed, and we're gonna pour that egg mixture into the frying pan. Now let it cook for just a second, maybe like 10 to 15 seconds, where you just kind of start to see it bubble up. Now right over top of that egg, we're gonna add a little bit of shredded cheese. You can add whatever kind of cheese you like. We are using a Kerrygold cheese, but just sprinkle it over the top, and that's gonna help your tortilla stick to the egg. Then we're going to lay a tortilla directly over the top of it. So lay it flat, almost to where that egg is gonna stick to it and cook to that tortilla. Here's the risky part. We're gonna try and flip this thing. You're going to kind of cut a line from the center of the circle down. Using our spatula to cut this line, it's really easy to do. That tortilla is nice and soft. Here's where you add your toppings. You can add whatever kind of toppings you want. The majority of the time, we just go with whatever happens to be in the fridge, but you could do this with so many different things. So we've got bacon already cooked, we've got avocado, we've got hot sauce, but again, if you have spinach, if you have sausage, truly, you can do whatever you want with this. And we're gonna start to add those ingredients in the quadrants. We are gonna start to fold this. So basically you're just flipping it over into sections. So we're gonna start by flipping it up, then flipping it over, and then flipping it back toward us. And that's gonna create sort of like a triangular kind of shape. Obviously you don't have to do it this way. You could absolutely just make a quesadilla type, but it was kind of fun to do it this way and change it up a little bit. Here is dinner tonight. I guess you could call this some sort of like breakfast quesadilla. I'm not 100% sure. We're gonna top ours with some sour cream, or in our case, some Greek yogurt and some salsa. This was so fun to eat. The kids really enjoyed this one too, and you can easily pick it up with your hands. I mean, you can cut it with a fork too, but it was nice to have breakfast, but like with a different flair. Friends, tonight for dinner, we are using leftover corned beef from Easter dinner, and we're making a corned beef hash. This is so easy to make, and it's so delicious. We are cutting up some red potatoes, and I'm making them a little smaller than I probably normally would. Obviously, if you don't have corned beef, this is a little bit difficult to make. We love buying a really big corned beef though, because one of our favorite, we love corned beef, but then making the leftover recipes with corned beef is almost even better. I have a Reuben dip, so good. You can make that with leftover corned beef. You've got your corned beef hash that we're making tonight. The dog just ran in to get her food because the cat was in the room, and I think she was nervous the cat was gonna eat her food. You can make tacos with this and do like a corned beef taco. There's so many different things that you can do with leftover corned beef, so don't be afraid. Yeah, the Reuben dip, or Reubens, and just in general. There's also Reuben casseroles, so many things that you can do. So don't be afraid to buy a really big corned beef, because you can do so many things with the leftovers. I'm gonna turn my heat on to medium high. We are gonna add a little bit of olive oil to our pan. And I'm actually also gonna add a little bit of bone broth. You can also add water, but it's gonna just help to steam up the potatoes. Okay, it's really just a couple of tablespoons. I'm gonna let these soften up for just a couple of minutes. Taking out the leftover corned beef, we'll make sure we separate off the really fatty pieces. And I'm just gonna cut it up into like bite-sized pieces, basically. Some of it's already shredded. which is completely fine. We'll still add that in there. But the main thing is separating a lot of the fat because, you know, corned beef is just a really fatty meat. Can see these are starting to get some really great color on them. That's exactly what we want. I'm gonna add in some parsley, mainly for color. You can add in some peppers, onions, whatever you like. We've got really good color on these. They look beautiful. So we're gonna add in the corned beef. You probably need this one over here.
Oh, mama. Oh, mama.
Hot?
Woo, mama.
All right, my husband is the fried egg master, so he is going to do that portion of the meal. All right, so starting with a little bit of butter back here. Also, I said we are making fried eggs, but we're not. I said the wrong name.
This is over easy or
oh yeah. But like do over medium. But is medium, the eggs are still runny? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, guys, here is tonight's dinner. We've got that corned beef hash with the egg on top. Our verse this week comes from Proverbs 18:21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruits. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. We love easy meals. We love coming here and just making things that are creative and fun, and we enjoy being in the kitchen together. I hope that you enjoyed this too, and I hope that you got some inspiration and encouragement. If you're new here, I'd love if you'd hit that subscribe button, also hit the notification bell, and that is the #1 way to make sure that you don't miss a video from me. I hope that you're having a great week. Bye.